Hi, Sierra. How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Oh, well, thank you for being here at the Dharma barn here in Colorado. And I was able to catch your show at the Fox Theater last night. Unbelievable, amazing. Crowd loved it.
Thank you.
And wow, the biggest refrain I kept hearing from people is, "Wow, I wasn't expecting that. Who is she?" So, so why don't we start there? Who are you? Where did you come from? What's your background?
Um, yeah, I'm from New Jersey and I started singing when I was 6 years old. And, my parents were super supportive, so I immediately started taking lessons and I played piano for a bit, quit, then picked it back up when I was 12 along with guitar. And that's when I really started, writing my own music and playing out at coffee shops and bars. And I remember my seventh grade teacher being like, "What is everyone doing this weekend?" And I was like, "Oh, I'm playing, performing at a bar." I was like 12 years old. And she was like, "A bar? What are you talking about?"
Wow, that's amazing. Were
Yeah.
you playing mostly guitar or piano back then? Do you remember?
I was playing both. I would go through phases. I still go through phases where I'm like, oh, I'm always playing guitar and then I'm always playing piano. So
It's interesting when I talk to people. Many people have a different style at writing on piano versus guitar. Do you find that with yourself or no?
um, I feel like I get more stuck in the same chord progressions on guitar. I feel like I have more room to explore on piano just because
Mhm.
it's laid out more logically. I
That makes
guess.
sense. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Do you remember the first song you ever wrote? How old were you?
Yeah. The first song I ever wrote was called "Let's Forget," and I was 12 years old.
What were you thinking about when you wrote it lyrically?
I was actually thinking about my best friend and her boyfriend at the time.
12 years old boyfriend? Wow.
Yeah.
Jersey girls.
Yeah. And yeah, it was like, let's forget just for now, because I bet it won't matter a year from now. It won't matter a year from now. Yeah, that's what it was.
That was pretty prescient of you to think that it's not going to matter a year from now.
Yeah.
Because most 12 or
Well,
13
because
year old kids will think it's going to last forever.
right, because everything feels so big when you're, young and
Mhm.
first experiencing heartbreak. And yeah, they would always break up and get back together. So that was a song to her, it won't matter a year from now.
So if you were 12 and you were writing your first song and you were just starting to play, you must not have known many chords. I assume you
No,
didn't
I'm pretty
regular.
sure I was using. So at the time, I remember my favorite thing to do because I just picked up the guitar was learn Taylor Swift songs because a lot of them had the same open chords, and then I just ended up starting to write like that, and a lot of my early stuff was country pop, and I think the chords were literally just G D
Do
C
you remember any? Do you remember any of it?
I might. I don't know what key it was in. Let's forget just for now, 'cause I bet it won't matter a year from now. The boys will break hearts and the girls will be mean. But a good thing starts, you just have to believe. I think that went to D.
That's amazing.
Yeah,
12 years old, but we're going to revisit that one, I guess. Right?
Yeah, maybe. One
And
day.
so, going through school, as you were growing up and through high school, etc., were you an athlete or were you more of an artsy kid? Or
I was a horrible athlete. I have no hand-eye coordination. But I did like anything that had to do with balance. I was good at gymnastics and cheerleading, and I did play field hockey for a bit, but I wasn't too good.
And you continued playing, I assume, through high school.
Yeah, of
Right.
course.
Yeah.
And then music really became, my whole thing. In high school, I didn't play any sports. I just really focused on music.
Yeah. And would you do play in a band with other high school kids, or were you just playing solo?
I didn't. I was
mostly?
playing solo at coffee shops, bars. I went to a lot of open mic nights
Mhm.
in Philly and New York. And I did theater for a little bit, but not for too long. I felt I don't know, wasn't really my crowd.
Mhm.
A lot of my friends were in the, athlete crowd, even though I wasn't, that's,
A lot of theater people and music people kind of, when you're that age, you're kind of doing both.
Yeah.
Trying to discover yourself
hmm
and express yourself in an artistic way. So that makes total sense.
yeah.
And who were some of your real influences? You mentioned Taylor Swift, of course. I think
Yeah.
she influenced everybody your
Mhm.
age. Who were some of the other people you were listening to back then?
I love Jewel, Stevie Nicks, Brandy Carlisle, Sarah
Mhm.
McLachlan, um, Joni Mitchell, Maggie Rogers, more recently. Yeah.
Were you playing most? Yeah, I assume you were playing mostly covers back then as a young person, correct?
Yeah, I played a lot of covers, mostly covers when I would play out, and I would throw in some originals here and there.
What kind of covers were you playing, for example?
I'm trying to think of stuff I did. I did a lot of Billy Joel. I did like Vienna and Piano Man, and that was like one of the first like harder songs I learned on piano. And I've been playing Your Song by Elton John. I played You Were Meant for Me by Jewel. Played a lot of Taylor Swift songs. All Too Well was one of my favorites. And I did like Hey There Delilah, a lot of like early 2000 or like 2000 stuff.
Last night someone came up to me and said, she sort of reminds me image-wise and sort of, not so much vocally, because you have an incredibly strong vocal, but they kind of they said that she kind of reminds me of a contemporary Stevie Nicks in a way. And I said, well, that's interesting, and I saw some of that as well. I mean, did you play any Stevie Nicks? I'm just wondering, curious.
Yeah. I mean, I love Landslide and Rhiannon. And
you still know it?
Yeah, I play Landslide, so I can
really
play a little bit. Yeah. I have to raise the key a ton because her voice is so deep. I took my love and I took it down. Climbed a mountain and I turned around, and I saw my reflection in the snow-covered hills, till the landslide brought me down. Oh, mirror in the sky, what is love? Can the child within my heart rise above? Can I sail through the changing ocean tides? Can I handle the seasons of my life? Well, I've been afraid of changing, 'cause I built my life around you. But time makes you bolder, even children get older, and I'm getting older too. Thanks. I'm not really in time, but yeah. Should I keep going or good?
Oh, that sounds great.
Thanks.
Great. What so I know you're writing a lot. I know you're always recording, and you're in LA now. You said, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So I know you work with all kinds of people. And what is your process of writing? Tell me a little bit about your the process, what you're thinking about, and how you start your writing.
Yeah, I mean, it's usually inspired by, something I'm feeling or something, someone close to me is feeling. And when I write alone, I usually start from guitar or piano, and I really start with lyrics. I'm a lyrics first person, and then melody comes after for me naturally. But once I started co-writing about a year ago, that's when I realized, there were so many different ways to write and sort of get out of that box that I was stuck in of writing lyrics first, which still works for me sometimes, but it's always great to have extra tools in your toolbox to pull from when you're not feeling inspired. So one way I really love to write in co-writing sessions now is just putting down a guitar part or putting down a drum thing, and then we're just singing melodies over top and then writing lyrics to it. So yeah, that's a really interesting and cool way.
Do you find that there's a a difference in culture or a different process from the East Coast to the West Coast? I mean, is there a different vibe for you, or did it feel natural? Or?
You know, I haven't done many co-writes on the East Coast. I've done all my co-writes in LA. So,
Oh, okay.
yeah.
Cool. And you know, how in your estimation, or you may know for a fact, how many songs have you recorded or have you written that are, in your estimation, like that are actual songs? You know.
I have 79 actual songs.
79 catalog.
Oh wait, no, 80 now because I wrote one on Tuesday. Yeah,
So these are catalog songs.
In my catalog, yeah.
Okay. Okay, great.
Yeah.
Are you recording currently, or?
I am, yes. I'm always, recording and working on different projects, working with different producers and different writers and exploring to find, a sound and stuff. So.
Are you planning to put anything out soon? Or
Yes, I plan to put a single out in the first quarter of the year, so in 2024.
Great, so we can look forward to that. You put the single out, are you planning to support it, or what are your plans? Yeah,
we're planning to put together some industry showcases and, meetings with labels and agents and hopefully get a tour.
Oh, that sounds great. So you're going to be meeting with labels, great. Right now you have your own publishing company, are you putting things out under your own banner yet, or you just kind of waiting?
Right now, just really honing a vision and writing a lot, but I have a lot prepared to release. Last question, okay, I'll do a last question for you. Have you found yourself evolving musically from one style to another style, or is it sort of, this is who you've always been, or are you still honing that, as you say? Yeah, I'm definitely still, I have a much better idea now that I've, had more experience and just finding the things about me that, feel authentic, and, that takes, a lot of self-discovery, and just, messing around and playing with different genres and seeing, like, does this feel good or does it not? And, I grew up doing a lot of, like, country and country pop, and then I went in more of a singer-songwriter direction, and then I messed around with some rock stuff. And, now I feel like it's sort of a combination of things, but I would say it falls under the umbrella of pop.
So last night, there was a showstopper where the band stood off to the side of the stage, and you went over to the piano with a spotlight, which was awesome. And the song, I think, was called All Dressed, what was it called?
All Dressed Up in Lies.
All Dressed Up in Lies.
Yeah.
That was powerful. And first of all, your piano playing's really good. So I was surprised at that, as being a piano player myself. And but that was a showstopper. Lyrically, it was powerful too.
Thank you.
What was that about?
Well, I actually wrote most of that song when I was 15.
Are you kidding? 15?
Yeah.
That lyric? Wow.
Yeah, I wrote the whole chorus, is there more? I think there must be something more. And, I think that was the first time I ever felt like I sort of had, this, I guess, spiritual kind of awakening where I felt like, there must be more to life than what meets the eye. It's the feeling I get when I listen to music, when I'm inspired. It's, it's something that can't really be explained. And a lot of the times I find myself searching for that feeling, the feeling of, being enough, of, I guess, feeling worthy, in external validation. I'm looking for it in relationships or, from other people, and that's never where I find it. I catch glimpses of it when I'm writing, and only when I'm doing things that like truly speak to my soul, and they all come from within.
All right, well, that's the end of the interview, so I'd love to hear some more original music if you have some.
Yeah, this is a song called Tainted Memories. I still feel your hands on my waist, warm like the blood, fresh on my face. I still feel your kiss on my lips, tender like the bruises on my wrist. I still feel your whisper on my neck, quiet like the secrets that I kept. I still feel the sparks from our first touch, electric like lightning that finally struck. 'Cause you were so sweet when you wanted to be story, but I still sang along. I was naive, I trusted blindly, and now I see our beautiful love story wasn't pretty at all. Your strength wasn't strong, wasn't love that I lost, just years that are gone. Yeah, they locked you up, but I'm the one without freedom. Yeah, you were so sweet when you wanted to be. I wish I could bleach the stains on our love story. You're behind bars, but you live in my dreams. I don't have peace, just tainted memories. I don't have peace, just tainted memories. Oh. I still feel your hands on my waist, warm like the blood, fresh on my face.
Awesome.
Strange winds send shivers down my spine. Crisis, I saw it in your eyes. Visions plague my worried mind. Air so ominous, so still. Silence is deafening. Trust wilts. Your gaze is threatening to kill. The water reticent, storm is rolling in. You sailed our ship right into dark skies. I'm still caught up in your riptide. Phantom heartbeat into your lies. Our life sometimes I forget it's capsized. Deep blue, like my ancient cries, bent view, sunken beams of light. This view won't last another night, so I soak it in. Memories floating to the ground wistfully. A drop dead gorgeous drown will be a tarnished little town, forever lost at sea. You sailed our ship right into dark skies. I'm still caught up in your riptide. Phantom heartbeat into your lies. Our life sometimes I forget it's capsized. You sailed our ship right into dark skies. I'm still caught up in your riptide. Phantom heartbeat into your lies. Our life sometimes I forget it's capsized. I just don't understand. I had another plan. This happens every time. I really tried my best to be hesitant, but I can't get it right. No, my heart is never safe. I love you anyway. Brace myself as it climbs up my skin. The water is cold till I'm all the way in. All the way, all the way, all the way in. All the way, all the way, all the way in. All the way, all the way, all the way in. All the way, all the way, all the way in. I just can't help myself. I can't even tell when I'm falling in so deep. I'll have another drink though, let my fingers wrinkle. I never wanna leave. No, my heart is never safe. I love you anyway. Brace myself as it climbs up my skin. The water is cold till I'm all the way in. All the way, all the way, all the way in. All the way, all the way, all the way in. All the way, all the way, all the way in. All the way, all the way, all the way in again. And it's all so predictable. Oversharing thoughts I should withhold. And it's all just so typical. Carrying way too much or way too little. I just don't understand. I had another plan. All the way, all the way, all the way in. All the way, all the way, all the way in. All the way, all the way, all the way in. All the way, all the way, all the way in again. All the way, all the way, all the way in again. All the way, all the way, all the way in again. The violin plays poetic like the tears running down my face. Never been so lost, chasing my sadness with Smirnoff. Isn't that what parties are for? But our words are the spells we cast, aren't we? All living reruns of the past. Things don't ever stay the same unless you're thinking thoughts of yesterday. So I won't be attending your pity parties anymore. You'll see me sending your only guess right out the door. I'm sick of being tired, energy vampire. Been missing the fire I had before. Sick of being tired, energy vampire. Been missing the fire I had before. My desperate soul screams, buried so deep underneath my unconscious catastrophe. She'll just be another casualty. Isn't that what heroes are for? But our words are the spells we cast. We're all wrapped up in things that go bad. I don't think they'll ever change if I keep thinking thoughts of yesterday. So I won't be attending your pity parties anymore. To see me sending your only guess right out the door. I'm sick of being was a dreamer, but your cipher